Hi, I'm Cassandra Collins, and
Hi.
you seem very calm and level-headed and confident. I'm just wondering, at any point when you were, giving your last savings account, did you look in the mirror one day and was just like, wow, I think I really made a mistake? Like, what was going through your head? What did your wife say to you? Like, was she like, are you insane? Like,
Yeah, she was a little freaked out at first, but she calmed down and she got it. And I was freaked out one time. I'll tell you a funny story. So in this process, the guys who were coming in to turn the company into a licensing company, they were people who I had worked with in the beginning, and I'm very friendly with them to this day. But at the time, they were coming back in from the outside, and they didn't want the board to sell me the business. And there was a conflict going on because the current chairman of the board wasn't getting along with the guy who was running the business. And I was talking to that guy, and there was a committee that was determining what was going on. And so basically, they were going to be making a decision. And so I called my customers up, and I said, look, at 9 o'clock this morning or 10 o'clock this morning, they're going to be making a decision whether or not you should sell me this business. And I want you to, and if I don't get to buy this business back, it's not going to, we're not going to be able to, I'm not that confident that the things are going to work, because the guy who's coming back in to run it, they're not going to give me a lot of inventory. We're not going to be able to provide the level of service. So if you like what we're doing and you believe in this, I want you to call up this guy who was the CEO, the chairman of the board rather, and I want you to tell him that you're behind me 100%, that you want them to sell the business to me, that if they don't sell the business to me, that I'm going to leave and you're going to go with me. And so 5 of my largest customers made that call to the chairman of the board. And the chairman of the board was fighting with the CEO who was there, and the CEO had told me, don't talk to that guy who's chairman of the board. But I knew that chairman of the board had influence over this committee. So the customers called the chairman. The chairman then went into the committee that morning and said, look, I got calls from this customer, this customer, this customer, this customer, and they're not happy and they want us to sell the business. So anyways, after the meeting, I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting for this meeting to end. And finally, about 4 o'clock in the day, I get a phone call from the CEO. And he and the CFO are in a room. And they tell me, the meeting's over, come into the room. And this guy's from Turkey, he had this really thick accent. He had glasses, and a beard. And so I'm kind of nervously walking down the hall, because my whole future is on the line, because the question was whether they were going to, at that point, it was whether they were going to sell me the business or not. This was before I actually raised the money. So go in the meeting, and the guy looks at me and goes, what kind of stupid ass are you? What are you doing? I told you not to talk to that Chris so-and-so. What are you doing calling him? And what kind of game are you playing? You were so stupid. You had it. It was all yours, and then you played this stupid game, and it all backfired. And everyone on the board was pissed off. Like, who's this young bastard, and what does he think he's doing? And you blew it. It's over, And I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, my heart's just beating. And then somewhere through it, he was laying it on so thick that I realized he was bullshitting me. So I just started laughing, and then they started laughing, and then they congratulated me. But that was the scariest moment for me. So it's nice to know in these, crazy situations that somebody still has a sense of humor, And that was an important lesson for me to learn, No matter how serious business gets, and it gets serious at times, you got to have fun. And you got to keep it light, you got to keep it human, and you got to keep it personal. It's not, business is personal. Some would say, oh, it's just business. It's not just business. It's all personal and business. Every day here is an incredible opportunity. You are exposed to so much richness, from every class you go to, all the people you meet, all the, the administrators, the professors. It's just an absolute, gold mine of opportunities. So I think the thing is just, you got to take it all in, you got to celebrate it, you got to have a sense of awe and respect and appreciation for this place, because it's absolutely magical, and there is really no culture like it. It's probably one of if it doesn't have the best culture of any university in the country, it's got to be in the top 3. So you're in an amazing place with an amazing opportunity. You know, I'm sure there were a ton of things I missed, right? Because you can't take it all in, but you take in as much as you can, and you know, you give back as much as you can too.